Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of FjordFish Adventures. This time I'm on southwestern Jæren, part of Rogaland, and I will be fishing in this harbor area here at Kvassheim Fyr / Lighthouse, which would be this lighthouse. Not a huge one, but it's a touristy destination, sorta. They got some stuff in some houses the tourists can visit, like eat some food or whatever. But yeah, so in here, I checked this out on some maps before going out there, and it's pretty shallow in here, maybe like 6 feet at the deepest, like in the middle of this harbor. So in here, a little bit more shallow. The water's pretty murky, so I doubt if there was any fish down there that they would even be able to see my bait. I didn't have a nibble at all while I was fishing there. And funnily, the second I turned off my camera, a school of garfish came swimming by in the surface, and I didn't catch them. So that was the fish that I could see there, but other than that, nothing. And I sadly didn't film it. Serious timing on that. But yeah, so I decided to take a trip out to the wave breaker, or the tip of the wave breaker here, and see if I could catch something. I was kind of guessing there would be a little bit clearer water out there, and there was. I'm guessing there's some drainage or something that goes out into the harbor, like I don't know, something to make it murky. But yeah, so here I had just one cast, and fairly quickly I could sense something on the other end of the line. I'm guessing what it was a well, now in hindsight I'm guessing it was a coalfish, but I thought immediately, it's a parlak, like probably around like a quarter kilo or something. Felt like anyway. And this other guy came out for fishing too. He had like a seriously long rod, like for long casting, I'm guessing. And then he had like just a worm at it. He just cast 2 meters up with a white worm, but apparently didn't really need to go any further on that. There was some parlak activity trying to kind of jump up and grab the worm, so that's kind of interesting. Pretty voracious there. And this whole area smelled kind of like characteristically pungent in not a bad way, because right across here on the shoreline, a lot of kelp and seaweed will just wash ashore, and it will just kind of decompose there, and you can smell that decomposition process. So eventually I hooked into something here, and it was a coalfish. Now, you can call them, they have many names, but like the popular one for English name is coalfish, as I've gathered. Also though, you could say saithe, which is closer to Norwegian say for me, and also I think the Spanish have a saithe. That's like a potential name. I'm kind of just gathering this information off the internet, and there's a lot of names for many fish, and there's like some are more common than others. So I decided to try like cast out into the Atlantic Ocean here, see what happens. Might get a little bit deeper out there. But I had skating shoes on me, so it's pretty damn slippery. I didn't dare venture to the tip of this wave breaker when I got out there, because it was wet, it was, slimy, so to say. It was just not a good idea. I would probably slide into the ocean if I did, so yeah. But this guy, he caught a parlak, pretty decent size, 1.5 kilos plus, I'd say. So that showed me that there's some potential here. And I keep on fishing, tying a little bit here, a little bit there. I didn't really vary it up that much. This whole area here is pretty rocky. There's a lot of rock, and it's not that deep. It's kind of shallow-y a long way out. Like, probably I'm not fishing at depths deeper than around here, 3 to 5 meters maybe. When I cast out, maybe like 7 meters. I could say 10, but I think that's kind of stretching it a little bit. So just gonna go with like I might reach 7 meters. But you don't need to go deeper than that though. These fish, they are here. And the good eatings, you put some pepper and flour and salt on this thing, throw it on the pan, and it's good eating. And here you can see this thing in comparison, this is like a quarter kilo compared to the parlak the other guy caught. And I'm not, gonna harvest these guys. If I'm gonna harvest fish, I want them to be a little bit bigger, so you kind of get more fillets out of it. But it's a good snack though, that size. Put on some, some loaves of bread, some butter, and what I previously mentioned. It'll be good. It's kind of like, just standing here. It's kind of tranquil, peaceful in a way. Just have the waves crashing in, and it's it has some charm to it. Trying to have a good foothold here. Let's pull in this fish. Now I could probably cast further than I do. What I do is I'm using like a couple of split shots, the way 3 grams each. So I'm going from like 6 to 9 grams casting weight, which isn't too good. But then again, I don't want to get caught up in the rocks I want to be able to reel in a little bit slowly without getting caught in the rocks, because this area is very rocky. And yeah, it starts to get a little bit darker here. And the other guy left as it started to get dark. He caught a couple of fish and then called it a day. And so I kind of started casting out where he was casting and catching a little bit larger fish. And I must say, like pretty much every cast, there was a fairly decent sized fish, like at least a kilo plus, from what I could feel in the fight. But I lost so many of them. They just came off. Or alternatively, they kind of swam in beneath the rocks, and I kind of wanted to just force them out, and the line snapped. So that didn't really work too well. That happened with a couple of fish. I feel a little bit bad about that. Leaving fish swimming around with hooks in the mouth and such. Not necessarily a good thing. Always nice to avoid if you can. And so, it's a little bit darker. It gets dark quick. I think this was pretty much the next cast. So I throw out, and I'm fishing with like a gulp worm. It's like an imitation of, can't recall, like ragworms or something. So here, I'm just gonna shut up now, and this is a little bit like it's a 5-minute fight. What's happening here? As you can see here, I get a pretty decent fish, but it goes straight down for the rocks, and it's like basically, okay, I'm not losing this one too. Okay, it's in the rocks. I'm just gonna have to be patient, try to make it get out, and just try to drag it out when I have an opportunity. It was an interesting fight, so I'm just gonna, keep quiet now, and you can watch it if you want. there we are. Pretty decent sized pollock. It's the largest fish I've showcased on this YouTube channel so far. Showcase might not be a good word for it, but whatever. But I had to kill this guy. Because as you can see here, he was gut hooked. I don't know how clearly you see it, but there was no getting that hook out of that fish. So, yeah. But that's okay though. It's a decent sized fish. I also had to, you know, kill another pollock that I caught, because it also, like, they just pretty voracious. Like, they just swallow that thing, you know, like, then you can't really do much to help them after that. I mean, you put them in that position, or, I mean, like, is that really the moral discussion we're gonna have? I don't think so. So yeah, I fished for a little while longer, as you can obviously see, and had another bite that I managed to land. In the darkness, GoPro plus darkness equals, you know, not really that good footage. So, and it was getting kind of cold and windy. I wasn't really dressed for this. I just had like a hoodie on me. So, decided that this fish was my last catch for the day. And it's another pollock. So there's a lot of them here. Had to kill this guy also because he swallowed it too good. 450 gram, that's okay, you know, that's with some accessories, it's dinner for two. And there you have it. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one. Peace out.